only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network, live, woodwardsports.com on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate, and of course, the lovely Gabrielle D. Phillips.
Good morning.
More professional today?
You
Not
got
bad?
it. You got it.
Not bad.
First
I practiced it last night and in the morning when I got out of the shower.
Well, look at that. In the mirror, practicing.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I wanted to make sure I didn't upset you again for second day in a
I
row.
was so upset.
Oh, yeah. She would have stopped texting me last night, blowing up my phone, angry. Oh, God. You don't want to see Gabby angry.
Terrifying.
We got a fun show today. I can't wait. Look, it's Tuesday. Obviously, mock draft Mondays didn't happen yesterday. We'll bring them out next week. Next week is the NFL draft. Next Thursday, to be specific. We'll be down at Fifth Avenue. Of course, you can get your tickets at eventful.com. Just search Woodward Sports. You'll be able to find it, no problem.
I'll throw it in the chat.
$10, all it takes. There's no standing room, so guys, get your tickets while you can. But the point is, we got a lot of draft talk ahead of us, but I do want to take a step away just for a little bit today and go around the league, touch on a few things with the Detroit Lions, of course, check in on the NBA play-ins, which, by the way, I'm on Draymond Green's side. If I was him, I would have kicked Sabonis in the fucking face.
Okay.
Don't grab my leg when I'm trying to run. That's just as dangerous as me kicking the fuck out of you. Let's just be real here. You're trying to run, somebody grabs your foot. That's not safe either. They only gave him a tech. If we're going to eject Draymond, you should have ejected Sabonis. And I like Sabonis.
And Draymond could be suspended. So we'll
they
see.
Won't do it. The refs
Because
have
it's
already given him 2 games. I doubt they give him a third.
Well, that's the problem, too, because now it's his second career playoff ejection. Like, it's Draymond Green. Like, I get what you're saying, but in Draymond's situation, you can't do that. Like, your
can't grab my
reputation,
foot.
your reputation precedes you. We know what Draymond is. For him to do something small like that, they'll suspend him. They'll get him out of there for a game. So, to me, it's not worth it. I mean, Sabonis, whether he flopped or who knows, but still, you can't do it. Especially in that type of environment. You're down 1-0. You're on the road.
It's a joke.
It was stupid.
No.
It was an idiotic move by Draymond.
Whatever.
7 minutes left to play. Come on.
Breaking news yesterday, Jalen Hurts signed a massive contract extension, a 5-year, $255 million deal, $179 million of it guaranteed. He becomes the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. The second, I believe, second most guaranteed money, only behind Deshaun Watson. To me, yesterday was a win for the NFL and the players. You know, the whole Deshaun Watson thing really threw off the scale of how you pay players. And I'm not saying players shouldn't be paid. Of course they should. But that Deshaun Watson contract has caused more problems than it's helped anything.
Yep.
And when you look at Jalen Hurts' contract, they have completely backloaded it. They have a 4-year window now where they're probably going to be all in as Super Bowl contenders. And then I think they owe him probably $180 million in the 5th year. So they're not going to have any money. They're not going to have money for the head coach. That's a whole different thing. But the point, and they can always push it back further and further and further, but the point is, I think the quarterback market's kind of fixed now. Do I think Burrow will get more money and more years and more guaranteed? Sure, but never fully. Do I think Herbert will get paid? Yeah. Do I think this really messes up Lamar Jackson's stance? Yes, it does. This deal, to me, Jeff, is why Lamar Jackson needs an agent. And I want to know what agent out there, or if it's his mom and him, that they're out there declining $200 million guaranteed.
Yeah, it was a similar deal.
Reportedly. Yeah. $200 million guaranteed. Jalen Hurts got $179. He took his team to a Super Bowl. Oh, and he's thrown for 4,000 yards, something you've never done. You've actually never even thrown for 3,000 yards, Lamar. Oh, and now I'm questioning your health the last 2 years? Lamar's an idiot, if you ask me.
Well, yes, agent It's probably the best case scenario for Lamar. The bigger thing I took away from this is how you handle business. If you're Philly or Jalen Hurts, right? You didn't hear too much conversation about what Jalen was asking for, what the Eagles were asking for. They simply just got it done. Like this, instead of Lamar's situation where it's Lamar and the Ravens going back and forth, offers being leaked. This is how you handle it if you're the Eagles. You have Joe Burrow, Herbert coming up for an extension. You still have Lamar, so be the first to sign. That way you dictate the market. You lock up a guy in Jalen Hurts who was in the MVP race this year, took you to a Super Bowl, a second-round pick. We know what he's about. Only trade clause in Eagles history that was ever given out was to Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think it's deservedly so. I root for Jalen. He's one of my favorite players to watch. But still, for the Eagles to do it this way, it's the correct way to do it.
So let me ask you this. If you're Baltimore, do you offer Lamar Jackson 5 years, $255 million, and $179 guaranteed?
Well, here's the kicker between Lamar and Jalen. This is what I struggle with. So you have Jalen, who has more playoff success, but you have Lamar, who has an MVP award. Yes, the last 2 seasons hasn't been healthy. There's a lot more things that go against Lamar than for Jalen, because Jalen's improved every year. You know, he's had he lost in the playoffs last year, or the 2 years ago, excuse me. Last year makes the Super Bowl. Like, he's got a lot more
publicly demanding a trade.
Right.
Publicly, I don't want to
there's
say
other
leaking,
things with Lamar
but
that
publicly, I wouldn't. Bringing to light your contract situation in the public never is a good idea.
No, it's not.
Agent 101. Everything's done behind closed doors. Nobody's heard a damn thing about Jalen Hurts. Why? Because he has an excellent team. By the way, an all-female team around him.
Yeah, they kick ass.
Which is excellent.
Yeah.
I believe the
Nicole
agent is with Clutch Sports.
Yeah,
Nicole
she's the head of football operations.
She's
there.
phenomenal.
Did you see her tweet too? She's like, I'm gonna need a Brinks truck, and that was like 3 months ago, and she was like, found it.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
funny.
she's a G.
Guys, you got to take advantage. This is the best thing about agents. This is the best thing about having an agent in your back pocket, is when you're doing this, they're looking, they're waiting, they're talking already. Not when you're Lamar Jackson and you come out and it's this, and then it's this, and then it's this, and now you want to talk about money. You could have talked about money your MVP year if you had a smart agent. You would have found an extension into the 3rd year.
Earlier, yeah.
Before you ever got to your 4th year, let alone now your 5th. That's what an agent does, a good agent. But again, he's holding out for whatever his market value is. I'll tell you what, it's not Jalen Hurts' money. And if I'm Baltimore, do I really want to give him a 5-year deal? I don't think he'll play 5 more years in the league.
Yeah,
at his level.
And then you sign Odell, so assuming they want to
Yeah,
bring
but
back
it's a
Lamar.
1-year deal.
But still, well, you'd think Odell would join knowing that Lamar's going to come back, but who knows? And this is the thing, too, what I love about Jalen Hurts' agent is it's a give and take. Maybe he was never going to get the guaranteed money that Deshaun Watson got, but guess what? He got a no-trade clause. So there's like other ways that Jalen and his agent were able to kind of throw things in the contract to benefit Jalen.
Speaking of which, that no-trade clause,
Smartest-
first in Philadelphia
Yes.
Eagles history.
And you got to think from Jalen's perspective, like, he gets security. He's not going nowhere. He's locked up. It's unlike college where he had to transfer. He was at Alabama, now he transferred to Oklahoma. He's with Philly. So
Jalen Hurts
great
has
deal
a
by
great
Philly.
story.
I love it.
Jalen Hurts has a great story. Benched at halftime in the national championship
Rooted
game.
for Tua.
Transferred, 2nd-round pick, got better every single year, and by this year he popped. Good for him.
Now, by the way,
Good for him.
I just need to say this too.
Uh-oh.
Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC, right?
Yeah.
And we think Jared Goff's second.
Don't do
And
that.
he's coming down the pipeline, buddy.
No, he's not. I have 2 years to worry about that.
But if you're Jared Goff, are you playing on a 1-year deal?
If I'm Jared Goff, here.
I want to get
let
locked
me
up
play-
next year
let me play
if I'm
the-
Jared.
Let me play the agent role.
Okay.
If I'm Jared Goff's agent, I go to Jared right now. I say, hey, buddy, look, you go out this year. Let's say you win a playoff game. Let's say you win the division. Okay? We're going to go to the table. We're going to ask for a 4-year, $170 million deal, $150 guaranteed. That's right around $42.5 million a year.
So $2 more million annually than Daniel Jones, because he made 40.
Well, yeah. Because if I throw a 4-year, $200 million contract at the Lions, Brad Holmes will unwind the fuck you box.
Neil said yesterday he'd pay him 45 right now. He said if Jared came to the deal and said I'll sign for 45,
is
I'll sign for it.
$45 million. The problem is his production, which is most quarterbacks in the NFL. There's only a handful that can overcome any situation, but
Right.
his production is predominantly based on what's around him. And Jared Goff's a very good quarterback. But if I'm his agent, yeah, maybe you want to be more selfish, but I think realistically,
Yeah.
if you ball out this year, you're heading into your prime years, go get a 4-year, almost fully guaranteed contract. And I would pitch the Lions on that. Hey, it's team friendly. It's really below my market value in terms of production. I think it's a fair deal to both teams. That's what I would do if I'm his agent. I don't go around throwing around $200 million, fully guaranteed bullshit like Lamar Jackson and his mom are doing. That's not how this works. And Jared Goff, if he is, which I believe he is, if he's self-aware enough, he'll know right now the best thing he can do is go out, perform, win this year,
Yeah.
get the contract, which means he would have 5 more years left on his deal. And I think that would be more than enough for him to walk away at a very respectable age in the NFL, 34, 35 years old, with not much wear and tear, and a team that is fully bought into him. And then we don't have to talk about drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, that's why the whole conversation about extending Goff, you wait till next year to do that. Like, even though you have
And if
to
he
risk
wants more, you let him go.
Because here's the kicker too. If you wait, like I'm not extending Goff right now. No way in hell. I'm barely on the decision of even extending Goff. But let's say you do right now. At least you kind of get an early start on him. I get where Neil's coming from when he says I'd pay him 45 right now because it makes sense. If you wait too long, I feel like yesterday's price isn't today's price. Like Jared's price could go up, but at the same time, you'd be throwing money at somebody who had one good year.
You're Jared Goff.
They had
You're
one
Jared
okay.
Goff. You ready? Let's play a little game.
Let's do it.
You're Jared Goff. I'm your shrink. Okay.
Oh,
We're
wow,
having
shrink.
An intimate conversation
Okay.
right now. Okay.
All right.
Hey Jared, have you ever ran for more than 12 touchdowns in a single season?
I have not. No, I have
okay.
not.
Jared, when was the last time you led a team to the Super Bowl?
It's been about 4 years.
Okay, 5 years to be exact.
5 years, yeah.
Hey Jared, were you ever top 2, top 3 in an MVP race?
No.
Oh.
No, I was not.
Okay, Jared, are you in your 4th year of your rookie deal?
No. No, I'm not.
Jared, are you aware of how much money you're being paid right now?
I am.
So
Yep.
if I were to give you a $12.5 million increase on your annual contract, wouldn't you think that is a fair deal?
Yeah.
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 Very
Yeah.
interesting conversation with a therapist, and I would really hope that he didn't pay for that hour.
Yeah. No, listen, if I'm getting financial advice, I'll take it. I don't mind it. $12.5 million, yeah, it sounds
I
good.
used to
but
work on the New York Stock Exchange before I was a psychiatrist, okay? Here we are. Look, the point is, Jared can do whatever he wants, honestly. He's his own man. I'm sure there is a team out there 2 years from now that will be dying for a quarterback. Good, fine. I don't care. That's the thing about the Lions situation. I don't care. He can stay. He can leave. Both are very real options. And you have to be ready for either one. And that's okay. But to me, this deal fixes the market. I'm not worried about Jared Goff's contract at all. At all.
as long as he goes out and plays well this year, yeah.
Is he going to be an MVP
he'll be
candidate?
right.
Is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? No, he's
No,
not.
he won't be. In
Right?
either of
And
those. I
Jalen
don't think
Hurts
so.
has that upside.
Right.
That's what he's proven so far. And look, let's all not forget, Jared Goff got the extension from LA. When he had that incredible year, he finished just outside the top 3 in voting for MVP. They paid him right away, and it was kind of downwards after.
Right.
And then he rejuvenated his career with Detroit. Jalen Hurts, there's no data that doesn't suggest that he could totally take off from here or go backwards.
That's the risk. That's why you got to pay guys. Yeah.
Welcome to the NFL. We'll take a break. It's going to be a fun show. Coming up next, Jalen Carter's considered, quote, the best defensive prospect.
But first, a word from Cintron. Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, you can get an exclusive Woodward Sports offer of the limited edition Red Wings 6-pack, only $15 plus free shipping. That's at drinkcintronworld.com/Woodward. drinkcintronworld.com/Woodward.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday Night Master Chef Brad Holmes Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching over at woodwardsports.com after the fact, you can always go check out the latest articles, news, breaking news on your favorite teams. We are live Tuesday morning. I have, for some reason, before we get into this whole Jalen Carter, Devon Witherspoon situation, I feel like I've had a congested nose now for 3 months, and it just doesn't go away.
Allergies. That's what it is. Do you take Zyrtec or anything?
No. Should I?
Yeah. You live in Michigan. Seasonal allergies are like
Yeah, but
hand in
year
hand with
round?
Michigan.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Oh, 100%.
That's rough.
When it's sunny outside and you're outside, you're dealing with all the outdoor allergies, and then you go indoors and you deal with all like the heat and the dust and everything.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You learn something new every day.
Well, no, you learn most things every day.
Yeah.
But
fair.
yes, very fair.
Thank you.
I sound like I'm congested, but for different reasons. But yes, it's a little rough.
All right, fair enough.
I read this comment too. This is a great comment by Dave. He says, Jeff didn't have his tonsils out last week. He just had to go through puberty. That's a good point, Dave. That's a good
Let
point.
them in your throat one time.
Okay.
I don't know. You guys don't know what Jeff does on Saturday nights. I think he's well past puberty. But anyways, Jalen Carter is considered the best defensive prospect
Sick of this.
in the NFL draft, okay? Yesterday, he visited the Detroit Lions. It's been pretty quiet coming out of Allen Park. Nothing new. But, of course, the odds changed on the sports book. And Devon Witherspoon at -110 is the clear favorite at the moment. Could change. Devon Witherspoon is the clear favorite to be taken 6th overall. Now, whether or not you have a problem with them taking a corner, which corner, I don't care right now. The conversation I want to have, especially with you, Jeff, and everybody at home, is Jalen Carter, the consensus, it seems, publicly, this guy can't miss, even though I see it very differently. And then you have a kid out of Illinois, former teammate of Kirby Joseph. He's arguably the most NFL-ready corner coming out right now. You plug him in day one, he should be fine. More than fine, I would argue, but still. What are you doing here? Is it a mistake? If the Lions currently are favored to take Witherspoon, is it a mistake if the Lions pass on Jalen Carter? Forget even Devon Witherspoon, just pass on him at all.
Yes. For Jalen Carter, yes. I would say if he passes on Jalen, of course I'm going to be skeptical. I'll have more belief. I think Brad has kind of earned that trust. But if you take a corner at 6 without trading back, and I get it, to trade back, you need someone to trade up. But if you stay put at 6 and you take a corner, yeah, I'm going to be skeptical. Because he better come out this year and be...
Well, that's always going to be the conversation.
Right.
Do you think Carolina regrets drafting J.C. Horn?
No. Because
Denver at 9 with...
No. So that's the expectation.
Right.
Now, I will chill. I will be a little frustrated because he kind of addressed the secondary, but you take one at 6. That's why I preferred either trading up from 18 or you stay at 18. Maybe you try and get a Joey Porter or somebody else. I would be skeptical. I'm not going to sit here and I would be livid. Brett Holmes this, Brett Holmes that. But yeah, I'd be skeptical if you took a corner at 6 over a Jalen Carter, Tyree Wilson, whoever. One of the edge rushers or defensive tackles. Yeah, I would be.
If Jalen Carter is even there at 6, I would now be surprised. And we'll get to Adam Schefter's report in the second hour. But if the idea that only 2 quarterbacks go in the top 5,
that would mean somebody's got to trade up.
That means either A, somebody would be interested in trading up, or B, they don't like the quarterbacks. And I'm sorry, guys, but all this pre-draft talk, most of it, bullshit.
You see the Bryce Young stuff we're going to get to later,
No, because we did this last year, guys. You tried to convince me, along with media members in this town, national media, that Malik Willis was a surefire first-round pick. Dude fell to the 3rd round. We don't know what NFL teams really think about Will Levis, what they really think about Anthony Richardson. We like to think we know Bryce Young. That's almost a lock, guarantee. We like to think we know C.J. Stroud. But your board may not even be the board that you expect. So when I look at the sports book and I see Devon Witherspoon favored, what does that tell me? That means Tyree Wilson, Will Anderson, Jalen Carter probably going. 3 of the first 5 picks.
Right.
With 2 quarterbacks being the exception. Then what? You don't have the option. Who is going to trade up? Are you going to find a partner for AR? Are you going to find a partner for Will Levis? I don't know. Or even Stroud. Who knows who it's going to be? That, to me, is the bigger story here. And yeah, you know what? I'm not a fan of drafting a corner this year at 6. I don't think it's the biggest need, right? I think interior defensive lineman is the biggest need.
Well,
but the problem is the one that everybody wants, that I don't.
There's controversy.
Will or may not be there at 6.
Yeah.
And after that point, look, you guys know how I feel about Kalijah Kancey, but I get the reservations on not wanting to take him at 6. I get it. I can respect it. So what if I told you that you could still get an interior lineman at 8, or excuse me, at 18, but possibly you took a corner at 6? I'm not in love with it. I don't even think it'll work out that way, but I'm starting to be very skeptical of this board. I don't like it.
And also my issue too, I don't have a problem taking Kancey. Kancey's there at 18, great value. But at 6...
I don't think he will, but still.
Right, that's a risk. Again, you'd be taking a risk to wait for him to fall, or you maybe trade up and get him. But I don't love... It's not even about the position of need, because, yes, you can make an argument. You have Chauncey on a 1-year deal, Emmanuel Mosley on a 1-year deal. But still, like a corner at 6 with these prospects. This isn't Stingley and Sauce last year. Like, this has nothing to do with Jeff Okudah. It's about the prospects in this draft. I like Gonzalez. I like Witherspoon. I just wouldn't take them at 6. If you could trade back, if there's a quarterback there, it's a different story. But if the quarterbacks go, let's say 4 go in the top 5, that would leave you with a potential Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter, hell, maybe even, I don't think Will Anderson would be there, but there's always a possibility. I would prefer any of those guys over a corner. So it's hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, let's take a corner at 6. I think the ideal scenario would be to trade back. But again, it takes 2 to tango. So if you want to trade back, you got to find a partner for it. But I'm still on the Jalen Carter at 6 train. If you can't trade back.
Yeah.
Because I do think he'll be there, quite frankly. I do.
Look, you guys know how I feel about Jalen Carter. I don't have to sit up here and repeat myself. You know the things that really concern me on and off the field in terms of motor, work ethic, off the field issues. There's not a lot I'm sold on. Obviously, the talent is what it is.
What about this one? Jesse Adams, WoodwardSports.com says, does TJ Lang saying he heard from his people in the NFL saying Carter off-the-field issues are more than we all know? He said it's 6.5 out of 10 in terms of words.
Yeah, I don't know how real that is.
Thoughts?
And I don't recall TJ even saying that,
I don't know his sources, but, I mean, again, they met with him yesterday.
Where did TJ, did he tweet it? Where can I find it? I'd be shocked.
I'm not too sure where it came from, but we did play it yesterday on Ermanni Edwards and Mass. I believe Brian found it, sent it to Fletch. TJ Lang did come out and say there are some other issues regarding Jalen Carter behind the scenes that, a little bit concerning. He ranked it, as Jeff said, a 6.5 out of 10. So I don't necessarily know what that means, but he did come out and say that.
See, that's something that only Dan and Brad are going to, interviewing him are going to really know.
Does that sound like a Dan Campbell football player?
Even
before the news came out from TJ Lang.
No, and concerns.
I've been asking you this for how long?
Yes, you have. Concerns off the field, no. But I would say no. But
so how is he on your draft board?
Because
regardless of his talent.
You can't.
Right, you have a philosophy, right? My philosophy is at work. Let's just go outside of football, right? You're working, let's say you're a teacher, right? You have a philosophy. Your philosophy is, hey, kids, whenever we leave the room, we're going to walk in single file. We're going to walk on the right side of the wall. We're going to be respectful in the hallway, right? You have rules you don't break when you're at work or even outside of work. If you're Dan Campbell and you're building a football team based on these 3, 4, 5 core values, and then you say, hey, everything I've told you in the last year and a half, 2 years, fuck it, this guy's so talented, worth it.
Right. I think they would have had to see the potential for him to turn around in the interview. That bringing him into the Lions would give him that opportunity to make a difference within the choices that he's making. But if they don't see that and they don't see that spark, then I don't think it's worth it.
Well, they got 30 million reasons to make the right decision.
Jalen Carter's got to be able to sell a penny. Like, in that interview, he's got to be able to really sell himself. With all this stuff coming out, and I'm sure Brad and Dan, if TJ Lang knows this stuff, what do you think Brad and Dan know from their connections in the NFL? So, again, we're speaking from an outside perspective, but to me, the talent's worth it. But if the character concerns are so over the top, you have no faith he'll work out, I can't be mad at Brad for passing on him. Again, but the player you take, not saying he has to be Jalen Carter-esque talent, but he better be a damn good player. Because if you pass on a guy like that and he pans out, of course we're going to talk about it. But it is their philosophy. So
just remember this time last year, roughly 8-9 days before the NFL draft, this time last year, Kayvon Thibodeau was the favorite to go number 2 overall to the Lions. Yep. And second on that list, shockingly, second on that list was Trayvon Walker. Think about that.
Yeah, Trayvon was
the odds are going to change. Witherspoon may be the favorite now. Within 48 hours of next Thursday, I should say, you'll have a good idea of what Vegas thinks at least. So take that for what it's worth. We'll take a break. When we get back, we got a good show planned. 8:30 coming up next. If the Pistons line the number 1 overall pick, they should do what? We'll have polls. We'll take your answers. Jeff, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I have a bad feeling about something. I want to share it with you.
I love your bad feelings about the Pistons. I love it.
It's not about the Pistons. All right. 9 o'clock, top of the hour, we'll get to Bryce Young canceling his remaining visits. Almost certainly going to be the number 1 overall pick. How does the top 5 board shape out for the Lions? Matthew Stafford, healthy expectations for the Rams. The NFC's kind of up for grabs in terms of those wild card spots. You could really pick anybody out of the bunch to make it. Are the Rams going to be a wild card team this year? We'll see. Adam Schefter expects limited quarterback action in the top 5. Panthers and Colts, probably the only 2 teams reportedly expected to take a quarterback.
Really?
And then we'll have some fun. We'll take some callers. Yeah.
Texans. Wow. All right.
Texans might take Will Anderson. You never know. But we'll take a break. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Let me tell you about them. Guardian Alarm, guys. Let Guardian Alarm allow you customized solutions from real experts. The professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. You can call them anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you for as long as you need. Your safety and security deserves technology that's not only been proven to work, but by people that have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more information.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, fellas, are you feeling tired, depressed, unmotivated? Get your shit together, all right? Low sex drive, muscle loss, no belly fat, ton of belly fat, God knows. Your testosterone levels shrinking. I got a solution for you. Restore your vitality, confidence, and performance, and reduce your chances of heart disease with CustomHealthCenters.com and their amazing program that they have going on today. Give them a call, 877-965-0910. That is 877-965-0910. We are back here on the morning show, live, woodwardsports.com. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate, and Gabrielle D. Phillips.
Can I just 2 for 2.
I know, but
2.
can I just fucking call you Gabby? What do we?
You can call me Gabby.
Can we do Gabby moving forward?
You can do Gabby.
God, it's like 3 words too much for me.
I know.
Too much work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Especially with no coffee right now.
I can't wait.
Once you have coffee again, then we'll work on the full
I think
thing.
Thursday's the last day.
Really?
And let me tell you, Friday morning I'll be drinking like 4 coffees here on the desk.
Oh,
I can't wait.
You're almost at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of.
Yeah, home stretch.
You're gonna have your cafe meow,
Oh my God.
iced
Don't
and
tease me.
hot,
Oh my
cup
God.
of joy.
No, it's too much. That's like a white girl bitch drink, you know? I can't.
Well, it is
Well,
one of my
you drink it.
favorites.
That's a you problem.
It's one
But
of
like,
Jeff's
guys,
favorites.
I'm sorry, but Jeff walks into any coffee shop, especially Birmingham Roast, and he's like some 19, 21, 22-year-old girl, white girl who's never done anything in her life. Like, hey,
Why do you
can
have to
I
add
get,
that in?
Can I get a large cup of joy, extra decaf, 3 shots? I don't fucking
Extra
know.
decaf and 3 shots. You're going against
I don't
yourself
know.
there.
Can a man-
I don't know.
Can
It's
a
just
man
how
enjoy a cup of joy?
And he asks for whipped cream on top of it.
Whipped cream. Okay. Well.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not
right.
doing yourself any
I may not be
favors, Jeff.
ordering it correctly, but tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Iced.
You're not wrong.
What are you drinking today, Jeff?
He's drinking hot chocolate.
No, well, yeah.
Yeah, just admit it.
Actually,
Just admit it.
I am, and I got to give credit to the girls at the roast for giving it to me for free. So that was nice of them. They surprised me with it. It is helping. It
Good
is
for
helping.
you. Good for you.
Perks when you've had surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
I'm gonna
feels
have it.
bad for you.
I'm gonna have surgery again if I get free stuff.
Yeah, no. We're going to
think we're
pass
good.
on that. I'd like to keep doing the show. Thank you. Look, Jeff, if the Pistons land the number 1 overall pick,
Yes.
I think right now consensus across the room, and we could throw up a poll in the chat, would be to draft Victor Wembanyama, right? And that's what everybody is gearing up for. Everybody wants it to happen.
Yep.
And I won't lie to you. If I were to compare Victor Wembanyama to, let's say, Chet Holmgren, I don't think that's a fair comparison.
No.
Because I think Victor is, call me crazy, I think he's light years ahead of Chet as a prospect. The guy can do it all.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. I fall into the small minority of people that don't like 7'5" guys. He just grew another 3 inches this year. He won't stop growing. It terrifies me. Knee, foot problems are very common with these type of players.
Right.
I'm looking at 2024, who's coming out in free agency. Would you entertain the idea? I'm not telling you you have to, and I'm not saying don't draft Victor. But what I'm asking is, if I package these deals for you, would you consider moving off the number 1 pick? Would you consider moving off the number 1 pick if it meant Jalen Brown was a Detroit Piston
And
on a sign and trade? So he'd get the max, and then you'd trade for him.
would I get a top 10 pick? Or you're just saying 1 for Jalen Brown?
No, it wouldn't be 1 for 1. You'd probably have to give up more. But would you be
I wouldn't. Because of the money you'd have to fork to Jalen Brown, and I'm not getting. You didn't mention you would have to fork up more.
Yeah, of course.
So,
if
no.
you're Boston, would you just accept the number 1 overall pick for Jalen Brown? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, then I wouldn't do it. No. I would say you take Victor. You have him on a rookie contract. Best prospect
this
in a
isn't
decade.
the NFL, though. I mean,
But
you know,
but it's important. A supermax contract when you have Cade and Ivy
I
and these guys
agree.
coming up. You
I
got to
agree.
think about the future. And I know you want a superstar. I get your philosophy, but my goodness.
all I'm saying is,
Get Victor locked up for
You get the number
4
one
years?
pick. Everybody's going to be excited, rightfully so. Victor Wembanyama, let's go. Da 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 da. When's he going to be ready? When's he going to be ready?
Immediately?
Like NBA ready. Like
Immediately?
NBA ready to play 62, 64 games. Because I doubt he even ever plays more than that.
The health, I get 100%, but don't act like he hasn't been playing overseas, playing in European basketball.
Yeah,
like
I'm not saying
he's
he
set
hasn't.
up to play right away, but to your point, durability.
When
that's
am
a
I getting the
realistic
payoff, right? Because that is a huge investment.
Of course.
I've already spent the number 1 overall pick on Cade. And I could argue Victor Wembanyama, between him and Ivy and Cade, he's the best prospect.
Oh, yeah. He's the
It's
best
not even-
prospect
it's not even close.
since probably LeBron, to be honest with you. Like, as a complete prospect, who? 7'5", can shoot, handle the ball.
I agree.
It's ridiculous.
The problem I'm having is I just have watched it all my life. Any guy drafted in the top part of the draft over 7'2", their feet fall apart.
Yeah.
Their knees give out. And let's be honest, Wembanyama isn't the biggest guy. I mean, even Joel Embiid struggled with injuries early on, but he was pretty big coming out of college.
Yeah, he was.
There's a lot of weight to gain, and not to say he can't. And we've seen Giannis gain the weight, and it's worth the investment.
Mm-hmm.
It clearly is worth the investment. But that's what I'm asking this morning. Is there somebody out there you would move off that pick for realistically? And I think your answer is no, because I threw out one of the 2 best candidates that I had on my list,
because I can't
which was
think of
Jalen
it.
Brown.
I mean, I can't even. I mean, even if you, the only way I would even maybe consider trading the number 1 overall pick, not saying I would, is if you got maybe a top 5 pick still. Like you moved back, maybe you got a player and then you still have a top 3 pick.
I don't think that's
if you're
possible.
saying fork up Victor for some guy who's 27, all-star, no, I'm good. Like I think Jalen Brown. If you look at Victor and Jalen Brown, Victor can be, keyword can be, levels above Jalen Brown.
Oh, I agree with
so
that.
like that's the risk you're taking, and you're paying him a supermax contract. A lot of risk, in that. And if you're a Pistons fan, you know about bad contracts. You've dealt with that for quite some time. So
Well, that's why I'm asking.
it's an interesting conversation, but for me personally, no. I'd really have to be convinced. If I
So
can
I think
maybe
everybody's locked in then, including you, to the idea that if you land the number 1 pick, you turn off your phone. It's Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
You can mail it in early. You can say right away, yep, we're drafting Victor, and move on. That's it?
Yeah. No matter who gets 1, I think it's pretty clear cut. We're taking Victor.
Okay.
2, 3, 4,
Okay.
maybe it gets a little interesting.
I do think it's a good fit. Don't get me wrong. I do think it's a great fit, right? You give somebody that can stand at the perimeter, who can handle the rock, and not that you need him to most of the time, but he can play within the low post. Victor is a scary prospect. If he hits 80%,
oh my God,
not even 70% of his potential, he'll be one of the 12 best players in the NBA. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah, that's fair to say. I love this comment. Mark Royal says, shout out to Mark Royal, WoodwardSports.com, give me Markkinen for Victor. Wait, Mark Royal?
Who?
Are you
Laurie Markkinen, white boy?
Are you being serious right
Guys, have we not learned about anything about white people?
Laurie Markkinen
NBA?
over Victor Wembanyama.
Sorry, Gabby.
In the NBA.
Laurie Markkinen's a great player, but wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade Killian Hayes for Laurie Markkinen. That's what I think of Laurie
Wow,
Markkinen.
Laurie for Victor. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I wonder if he'd like a cup of joy.
Probably.
Herb Nash says, if you're not picking top 5 or maybe 3 in the NBA, you're not getting a game changer. I mean, that's, again, you see top 10 picks. It's not like the NFL. I mean, once you start picking 7 to 13 to 15, you're essentially taking...
I'm not trying to be that guy.
What? Go on.
But I like to look at players and say, yeah, you remind me of this. I can see that working. That's why I was so high on Jaden Ivey. It's the Wayne Wade.
Victor, you don't...
I know.
You don't have one.
That's the really sexy part about him, right? It's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this is Kevin Durant, but he's the size of Joel. He's actually taller than Joel Embiid, but he's got the handles of Kevin Durant. He can shoot the ball from anywhere. No, of course not. But it's the height that scares the living hell out of me.
Yeah.
It just does.
And that's fair.
And it's scientifically proven. When you are that tall, your knees degenerate at a completely higher rate. It's not even healthy or sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Your feet are more likely to just fall apart. And, someone's going to take that risk. And that's fine. And if it's the Pistons, I don't blame them. I don't. I'm not going to say don't draft him. Hell no. He's the only one you draft if you have the number 1 overall pick.
And by the way, Booner, shout out to Booner, says, that's not true. When did Steph, Giannis, Kawhi all get picked? A lot more examples. And this is the problem, too, I have. There's exceptions. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that's the case. What? Meaning, like, you could find superstars in any part in the first round. True, but it's not as common as if you're picking top 5, top 10.
It's not
like, even Steph, he was 7. Like, that's, Kawhi and Giannis, those guys, Jordan Poole at the end of the first, you just don't see that often in the NBA. It just doesn't really work too often. But you're right, Booner. It can happen. Chuck says, Pistons get 1, you get studs in the 6th or 7th round in hockey with great talent evaluators. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That is.
Would you rather the Pistons get the first pick or the Red Wings get the first pick?
Oh, the Red Wings. Fuck the Pistons. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
Sign me up for Connor Bedard.
Yeah, he's too.
And you know what?
Good.
If the Edmonton Oilers get swept by the Kings, Yzerman, make it happen. Go get McJesus. Please, I will be an immediate season ticket holder.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Because there's less question marks.
Fuck the Pistons,
well,
man.
It's not even about because the Pistons, listen.
Come on. Steve Yzerman gets the number 1 overall pick, Connor Bedard. It's not even close.
Yeah, Bedard, there's less. Victor, as mesmerizing as he is, there are those concerns about injuries. If you're picking one at Red Wings or the Pistons.
Show me another Victor Wembanyama in the NBA right now. There isn't any. That's the problem.
That's the intriguing part, but also the problem.
The really attracting part and the problem.
Yeah.
Is, what do I do with this kid who's 7'5"? He can do it all. Shoot the 3, dribble, step back. Like, I cringe watching his highlights. It's like, step back with that leg length?
I know,
Are you okay?
You ever see him fall? He falls like a baby giraffe, the way he falls. I'm like, my goodness. All 7'5" of that man.
Dude.
But I have read reports, too, he's been working out. Not working out, obviously, but working out specifically his feet. I don't know how it works or what he has to do, but with trainers,
fine.
because
Stay
he's well aware.
as
He's well aware, obviously, that foot problems tend to come with big guys. So.
Yeah, you have to be.
But
in
you can
shape.
work on it all you want. You still can
Look,
get injured.
Embiid worked out, right? He's in the NBA right now.
Yeah, he's in shape.
Giannis came in super skinny. He developed the mass. Do I think Victor can build that kind of body weight? I don't think so. I think what Giannis has done is really one of a kind. We haven't seen anybody else do it.
Yeah,
Victor's game isn't even what Giannis's game is, so right, it's totally different.
No, it's not.
You'd maybe want him to add 20, 25 pounds, but again, when he adds the weight, his feet and his knees are more susceptible to injury. And that fucking scares me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's an uncomfortable conversation for everybody because he's the obvious number 1 pick. You have to take him. If I was an owner and my GM sat up there and said, hey, we're taking Scoot Henderson number 1 overall, I would grab him and throw him out of my building. You take the chance he's worth taking the chance on.
And even Chet, we brought that up last year on this show. Our concerns for Chet with his
and he
size.
Got hurt.
He got a Liz Frank injury.
Yeah. He got hurt in a pickup game.
Yeah.
Not even an NBA game.
It can happen.
It will happen. That's the problem. It will happen. It's not that it can happen. It will happen.
Greg Round says, if we get number 2 and Scoot is the guy, we take Scoot and trade for Trae Young or another PG. No.
What is that?
No. We're not trading for Trae Young. I'm sorry. That's not happening. Because there's rumors he might be out this summer.
I'll pass on that.
But no Trae Young, please.
I don't think you need anybody in the backcourt.
No.
I think you need a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what you need. You get a solid 3 or 4. This is a good basketball team. It just is. They got talent. You got Ivy going into his 2nd year. Cade into his 3rd. I know technically it'll be his 2nd because of the injury, but still. You got a hell of a backcourt. It's going to give a lot of teams most nights a lot of problems. Figure out your depth. Get shooters. Get defenders. Let's all move on.
And this is why I'm on Brandon Miller. Hopefully, listen, I'm not saying hopefully I want the number 1 pick, obviously, but if you don't, there's your guy.
I just think,
there's your guy.
If the NBA gods exist, the Pistons have fucked this city for 15 years now. Like, we deserve a break it one of these days,
Yep.
You thought it was the Cade pick? This one would be nice. All right? How many times does this city have to get fisted by this basketball team, huh?
Yeah.
One time. Answer the prayer. Let them take a chance on one of the craziest prospects we've seen come out. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll continue the NFL conversation, getting back around the NFL, what's going on, Lamar Jackson's contract situation, and much more. But before we do, Gabby, our good friends over at Chili Peppers, Tanny.
The Chili Peppers tanning team is the best as we get a little bit closer to summer. I know you're going to start working on that tan. I am looking very pale today. As soon as I put on black, I realized that I really desperately need a tan, so they're on my list for a stop this week. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals. They'll be all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy, and try classic breakfast items like strawberry hotcakes or mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with their refreshing summer splash salad. Don't forget to grab dessert as well, including their berry delicious classic strawberry pie, deep-fried vanilla Oreos, or strawberry hot fudge cake, and more at Big Boy.
You know, Jeff, I gotta ask you something before we get started with this Brad Holmes conversation. You're straight, right? I'm asking.
Yes.
I'm like genuinely asking. I'm a friend. I'm your very good friend of yours.
Yes.
I like to think, best buds, considering how much time we spend together.
Yes.
I can ask you these type of questions, okay? So you bi at all? Or no, you're just straight? I'm asking.
I'm straight.
For a friend.
I'm straight.
Okay. Okay, you gotta relax on these reads, man. Jesus Christ. You're pretty sexual when you read stuff, you know that? I don't know if you do it on purpose or it's just how you are, but here we are.
Oh, help me. Help me. My apologies for how I read.
You're fine. I heard your doctor knew who you were yesterday.
Yeah, shout out to Ernest at Harmony Ear, Nose, and Throat out on Hall Road. I went in there yesterday, got a checkup, and he's like, hey, watch Woodward Sports. He's like, tell Adam I said hi. Great guy, by the way.
That's one of the very few people that would say, tell Adam I said hi. Most of them are, tell Adam, go fuck himself.
No, he loves the show. He tunes in all the time. He's been watching for about a year now.
Good dude.
Shout out to Ernest.
All right, Brad Holmes ranked 7th in the latest NFL.com power rankings for NFL GMs, which is, in my opinion, encouraging. So, Alex, if you don't mind, throw up the list, because to me, there's one thing here that I haven't heard anybody talk about that matters to me. So, Alex, whenever you're ready, cool. So, look at the first 6 teams, okay? Philly, Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, San Francisco, and the Rams, okay? Now, the first 5 are currently legitimate contenders. You can't disagree with that. They are 100% contenders. These are the best of the best in the NFL. 6, Les Snead. To me, that's more of a track record, which I don't mind. That is recent history. They won a Super Bowl. They've built something really special in LA. Yes, they went through tough times last year, but you still respect the people in power in LA, which I don't mind.
Right.
And then at 7 to 10 is a very interesting dynamic. You have Brad Holmes, who is, if you were to look at this kind of as a chart, he's trending upwards. You see Brian Gutekunst, who's trending downwards, in my opinion. John Schneider, who I would say is trending upward given the talent they brought in last year in the NFL draft. And then you look at Jerry Jones, which I think is a joke and honestly very disrespectful to everybody on this list. But, whatever. We're just going to acknowledge it and move on. But look where you're at, Detroit. Look where your GM is sitting. He's sitting only behind 5 legitimate Super Bowl contenders. 5 legitimate Super Bowl contenders, and 6 being a team that just won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, that you made a deal with, one of your first deals with Brad Holmes with. You sent the quarterback there. Everybody seems pretty happy. To me, one of the most fair trades in NFL history, up there with Stephon Diggs for what eventually was Justin Jefferson. You look at that list. That's your GM, Detroit. He's only behind Super Bowl contenders or recent Super Bowl winners. The Lions haven't even been to the playoffs. Have the Packers in the last 2 years? Yeah.
Playoffs.
Have the Seahawks in the last 2 years? Yep. The Cowboys? Yep. You go down through that list. The Lions haven't even been to the playoffs yet, and Brad is sitting at 7. I hope that tells you a lot about how this team is operating now.
The only team on that list who hasn't recently won a playoff game. That's correct.
Lions haven't even made one recently.
Right. Which is crazy. And by the way,
under his regime.
The one problem I have with this list has nothing to do with Brad. Why the hell is Brian Gutekunst over John Schneider? What the hell has Brian Gutekunst done? Can someone enlighten me?
I got it.
All right, answer.
I have a genuine answer.
What has he done?
I'm not trolling here. Green Bay does draft well. Wait.
Compared to John Schneider?
Not compared to John Schneider. They draft well. For the most part, manage their money well. I do think he's an okay GM. I don't think he's top 10. But I think why they have him at 8 is because he pulled off a move that I don't think many GMs around the league could have ever pulled off, which is hold his franchise hostage by not being able to trade Aaron Rodgers yet, I find hilarious. And we're 8 days before the NFL draft.
And waiting till his last year to draft a wide receiver and getting Christian Watson, who's actually pretty good, but still, Brian Gutekunst, are you kidding me? I just want to bring that up, but Brad Holmes on this list, despite the lack, even in only 2 years, is he the shortest tenure GM on this list too?
Brad? Yeah.
So he's the shortest tenure, the least amount of success, I guess postseason-wise.
No. He has no...
And he's still on the list.
He hasn't had any team success yet. That's the point.
Significant, yeah.
The Eagles, at number 1, been to a Super Bowl, won their division. The Chiefs, been to a Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, won their division. Right. The Bengals, been to a Super Bowl, won their division. The Bills have been to an AFC Championship game, won their division. The Niners, been to NFC Championship games, won their division. The Rams, been to a Super Bowl recently, won the Super Bowl.
So we're next.
And then there's the Lions.
By that definition, we would be next.
That's what... I'm kind of speechless because it's lists like this that really give me a lot of confidence and really get me excited for what's coming up in the next 8 days, what'll come up after, heading into OTAs, training camp, etc. I can't wait. But that's your class. And you haven't done shit yet, by the way.
I know.
And you know what? If Brad Holmes goes out, lands 2-3 exceptional players like he did last year with Kirby, Aiden, and I'd like to think...
It would be the greatest 3-year stretch
in Lions history.
Franchise history during the draft,
100%.
Yes.
But even then, if Brad does his job in the draft, which I expect him to do and everybody does, he'll still be on that list. He'll still be top 7, even if the Lions don't win anything. That's how good he's been.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. He's passed up teams that have won the division recently, that they've won playoff games. He's passed all these GMs. Why? And all these teams. Why? League knows what the hell's going on. This guy's an excellent talent evaluator. What he just did in free agency, which was really his first free agency period, that he really, quote, went for it without even committing long-term deals, by the way, which I love about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the league thinks of your GM. So, if you're walking downtown, You're walking on Woodward. You're having a bite to eat. You're on a lunch break. You're having some water cooler talk with your buddies. And anybody wants to shit on the Lions or discourage you from being excited and optimistic about this football team, tell them, hey, fuck you. Because all the teams that have won divisions, won playoff games, been to the playoffs, yeah, league thinks we're ahead of all of them right now. And you kind of are. Would you swap your situation right now, the Lions? Answer this honestly.
Okay.
Would you swap your situation with the Packers?
No. Hell no.
Of course you would say that. Would you swap it with the Seahawks?
No.
No hesitation, huh?
Yeah,
it's a young, up-and-coming roster.
Yeah.
5th overall pick. You sure?
No. Yeah,
okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Dallas. No?
No. With Dak, no. Dak tied up.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Philly. You'd have to say yes.
Now we're thinking. Yeah,
right?
I would say yes. Because you got a franchise quarterback.
Right?
Yeah, I would say yes with Philly.
And I think if I were to ask you every NFC team, you would say no, except for Philly. And maybe San
49ers,
Francisco.
Yeah. But besides those two, yeah. I'm
wouldn't
with you.
swap your situation with this football team, with anybody in the NFC outside of the Eagles and the Niners, which you're trying to become. Think about that. You want me to go to the AFC side? It's pretty easy. You'd swap with the Chiefs. You'd swap with the Bengals. You'd swap with the Bills.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Those are 3.
And that's really up for grabs. Would you swap with Denver? Sean Payton there? I wouldn't.
I think Jags, maybe you can make
Jags,
an argument.
You got the Trevor Lawrence argument because that's kind of fair, but
that's in the AFC, though. Like, think about that. The NFC.
You wouldn't swap this roster in your situation for most right now. And that's why you're 7th on that list. You're 7th on that list for a goddamn reason. Because your GM in 2 drafts has hauled away 5 starting players that could be Pro Bowl potential. And we're not talking about just the impact players that are there. That could be more. Who knows? Oh, and he's got the 6th and 18th overall pick.
They're still coming. Players are on their way.
I love it. I absolutely
Steven
love it.
says, Dallas is not as bad as people think. It's a coin toss, really. Dallas is certainly a higher prestige job.
Yeah, they are. Dallas are as bad as we think. You know why? Because Jerry Jones is in charge. And by the way, may I remind every single one of you that since the year 2000, the Cowboys have made as many NFC Championship games as the Detroit Lions, which is an outstanding fucking 0.
All right, relax, Adam. You know, Mike McCarthy's calling plays. He's going to come out this year. He's going to prove you wrong.
When you pay Dak Prescott what you pay him, that's what you get.
Yeah.
And when you pay Ezekiel Elliott what you paid him, that's what you get. Fuck you. You don't deserve to win in the NFL. What a joke. Good on the Eagles for making the right deal, and shame on everybody who's making the wrong deals. Stupid asses.
By the way, Zeke hasn't signed yet.
Who would want to sign?
Speaking of Zeke.
I'm not trying to be mean here, all right? Just get the analogy I'm working with, okay? I'm not fat shaming anybody, but would you sign Spencer to be a running back for the Detroit Lions if he was 29 years old?
Maybe in the goal line? Yeah.
27 years old, however old Zeke is. Would you sign him?
No.
No.
As a goal line back,
why the hell
I'd bring
would anybody
Spencer
sign Ezekiel Elliott? Huh? Why? Would you sign Easy to be a running back? Just say no.
No, I'm joking. No, I wouldn't. You know,
know why?
Put those big fellas in the red zone. I think it'd pay off. But
Good.
no,
I could put my mother in there. That's not going to win me football games. Ezekiel Elliott is overrated, and he's well past his prime. He's had a significant fall off, and he'll never reach the 13, 14, 1,500-yard mark ever again. It won't happen.
What about this one?
27?
Steve asks, Steve Reinhardt says, would you take Herbert and the Chargers over the Lions?
No.
No,
I think they're old in way too many spots. I think they're old on defense. I think they have a lot of money tied up into X-factor players. The Chargers are approaching a rebuild with the new head coach if they can't win this year. You got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Khalil Mack. I can go on and on. They just busted on signing that corner last year, Jackson.
J.C. Jackson.
So, no, I would not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, we'll take a break. Top of the hour coming up. When we get back, Bryce Young cancels his remaining visits. He's met with the Texans. Now the Panthers, it seems all but likely, according to Adam Schefter, that he's going to go number 1 overall. Okay? And if he goes number 1, and Schefter's report holds some weight, which it typically does for the most part, how does the top 5 board shape out? How does that impact the Lions? Is there a possibility that the Lions can move up if nobody's interested in quarterbacks and that devalues the picks? Okay, we'll have a conversation. We'll do that next. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give them a shot and you won't be disappointed. Mark at SwissINS.com. Contact them for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. As always, if you're missing the show live, you can always go back after the fact, download the podcast, listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever the hell you listen to podcasts. Leave a 5-star review because...
5 stars. 5 stars.
Yeah, 5-star review because we have Mr. Good Looking over here, and then we have Mrs. Good Looking over here. So, you guys are welcome.
This guy makes fun of me for my coffee, and then now he's kissing my ass.
I'm not kissing your ass.
It's a love hate.
If I was gay, I would hit on you. What?
You're funny.
Am I wrong?
No, yeah. Hey, your preference.
If I was gay, or if I was a trans woman, I would hit on you.
Well, why?
Because I would be attracted to you.
Okay, let's move on.
I'm just saying.
Let's move on here. All right, this is getting.
I'm not saying you would be attracted to me. I'm just saying I would be attracted to you.
I appreciate that.
You got it.
I appreciate that.
Jeff not taking the compliments anymore. I don't know what's going on.
What kind of compliment is that?
This guy got his tonsils removed, came back a whole new person.
Very turned around compliment.
Nice. Is it though?
You said if you were a trans woman, you'd hit on me.
Yeah.
Not even just if I was a woman. Why do you have to be a trans woman?
Because I'm not a fucking woman. I'm a dude.
That's a pause, man. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. We gotta go.
I swear to God,
keep it moving.
You know what? Now I get why my dad can't wait to die. Yeah. Like I don't want to live in this world.
What the hell?
I don't want to live in this world.
Yeah,
so damn politically
what's the deal with
correct.
Bryce Young?
Yeah, tell me about Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce Young rumored, expected now minus 1,100. By the way, prohibitive favorite to go #1 overall to the Carolina Panthers. Look, it was between him and Stroud the whole way. It was a 2-legged race. I think they're making the right decision. I think you and I both agree we like Bryce Young the most of the bunch.
Right.
If you were Carolina or I were Carolina and I was in that situation with you, we would both probably take Bryce Young.
Yes.
So I think they're making the right decision. Good on them. He's canceled his meetings. What that means for the top 5 board now is really interesting. Because Schefter came out, said what he said about the board. Don't expect a quarterback to go until 4. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? Well, that means Will Anderson probably goes at 2. And if he doesn't, maybe they're in love with Tyree Wilson. I don't know. And then that leaves Arizona to take him at 3. Mm-hmm. Him as in Will Anderson. And then Indianapolis at 4. And they take Stroud or Will Levis. And then at 5... Seattle's sitting there and saying, we'll take Jalen Carter. We want somebody on our defensive unit. We'll take him. And then you sit there with the Lions at 6. And this is why I get the odds makers having Devon Witherspoon at 6.
Right.
Because you look at the board and who's available. Who's the best defensive player available, ranking-wise, at 6, if the board shapes out the way I just explained it?
It would be between...
It would be Devon Witherspoon 1 in this order.
Yeah.
It would be Devon Witherspoon. No, Tyree Wilson's gone in this scenario.
So Carter and Wilson are gone.
And Will Anderson, yes.
Yeah, then it would be...
Because only 2 quarterbacks go.
It would be both the corners. It would be Gonzalez and Witherspoon.
Devon Witherspoon 1, 2 Gonzalez, 3 Cansey, in that order. Those would be the 3 available that you would have to select from. I get why Vegas has Witherspoon at 6. I don't mind it at all. Do I love that move? No, but given that board, Jeff, the Lions may not have a choice here. They may not. And if they do, and if they're able to trade back, maybe you argue that's the best scenario. And there's somebody that wants Will Levis. There's somebody that wants Anthony Richardson. Go for it. Go for it. Be my guest. I don't care. But what do you do if C.J. Stroud's on the board and the Colts go Will Levis? Then what?
If he's
you
there
field
at 6?
calls or you take him. I want to know what Jeff would do. Because that's what this board's looking like to me.
Well, if CJ's there, I'm going to think about it. I really am. If Will Levis or Anthony Richardson, I'm already out on those guys. But CJ, that's one of the quarterbacks I'd be open to. I've talked about that for a while, and he's, again, I don't think he'll make it past Houston. But let's say a scenario where Houston takes, in your scenario, they take a defensive player. You're going to have to think about it.
3 defensive players go.
If Carter's gone, you talk about value, to me at least, the value of drafting a quarterback over just settling for a corner, to me, is worth it.
To me,
especially for Stroud, who's the second best, first best prospect.
If this was next year, I would be so in agreement with you. I would.
But you won't be picking 6 next year.
Yeah, I know that.
So there's the part I know that, but I'm balancing between.
I don't want to take that risk. I don't want to upset a quarterback that I just got his mojo back. I don't want to put any type of pressure on him in a way where he feels like, damn, so I'm not even going to be here for my remaining of my contract. Because if you draft C.J. Stroud, whether you like it or not, you cut Jared Goff at the end of the year. And nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about Anthony Richardson, any of these guys.
Right.
You draft them, you better cut Jared Goff in the offseason, regardless if he gets you to an NFC Championship game, regardless of anything. Because if you don't, you just wasted the number 6 overall pick and 2 years of a rookie deal on a guy who's not fucking playing. That's my problem.
Yeah, he would sit a year, and that's a risk, to your point. I mean, if you draft, let's say you draft CJ, he sits this year, and Jared wins a playoff game, maybe even, dare I say, makes an NFC run. Yeah, you're in an interesting position. But again, I think there's a lot of value in sitting behind Goff, and if you're in a position now where you're drafting 6th overall, and we expect them to be good next year, you'll be picking in the 20s, and I don't see a scenario where they get another first-round pick. It's something you're going to have to think about. I think people think of the idea of getting a franchise quarterback, and we kind of talked about it earlier with the NBA draft. Quarterbacks, and I'll do it again. I mean, Jalen Hurts as a second-round pick, it's not common. Lamar is at the end of the first round. Typically, you got to be picking in the top 10 to get these guys. Typically. And if you're at 6, and you won't be at 6 next year, and you probably won't be at 6 the following year, you got to at least consider it. And to me, C.J. Stroud's worth it. So, again, if he's there, I'm thinking about it, but I don't think he will be. If anything, this Bryce Young report tells me, it confirms what I already believed, which Bryce Young's the best quarterback in this class. But I just find it hard to believe, despite the talent, that a GM would take a risk on Bryce. Because let's say Bryce and Stroud are very similar in terms of being what they bring as a prospect. Couldn't I say you'd take the bigger, taller guy in that scenario, number 1 overall? If they're similar, why take the guy that's 5'11", $195?
Because
there's a ton more risk there, even though he might be the best prospect.
There are intangibles that Bryce Young does check off.
Absolutely.
And let's all be real about the Alabama quarterback situation, right? We make fun of Ohio State all the time, but Alabama's produced some good quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, I know he went to Oklahoma and came out as an Oklahoma quarterback, but he was at Alabama. He started at Alabama. So did Tua. So did Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the recent history is these guys are NFL-ready quarterbacks. None of them have been a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and I guess you can give Oklahoma credit for Jalen Hurts if you want. But to me, Bryce Young has all the intangibles. He played in the hardest conference. I have no doubts about Bryce Young, what he can do on the field. I have the tape for it. For C.J. Stroud, there were spells of games where it's like, dude, you're the best team, one of the best teams in the country.
What are you doing?
You have no business doing this right now.
Right. And Bryce has won. He's won at the highest level.
And Bryce played, by the way, this year with less talent, and I think had his best year. Best year as a leader, best year as being composed in the pocket. He really carried Alabama this year, which you don't really say about Nick Saban coached teams.
Right.
So, yeah, look, I think it's consensus with Young.
Yeah, I agree there.
If the board shapes out the way I'm telling you, let's say CJ does go. Forget it. CJ's available, okay? And the board goes the way I told you it would be. The next 3 defensive-ranked prospects are Devon Witherspoon in this order, Christian Gonzalez, and Kalijah Cansey. According to PFF, they would be ranked 7th, 11th, and 13th. So the 7th, 11th, and 13th overall prospects are available defensively. Who do you take?
Now.
And I think when you have to, gun to my head, if I'm picking between Witherspoon, Cansey, and Gonzalez, you know where I'm at. I think it's such a priority to get an interior defensive lineman because I don't think he'll be there at 18. Now, if you told me, Adam, you get to move up to 12, if you guaranteed me that, and Cansey was on the board, I would take Witherspoon and Cansey 6 and 12.
Well,
no doubts.
What if the other scenario, not saying this is going to happen, it takes 2 to tango, but what if you're sitting at 6, CJ Stroud's there, and Tennessee calls you and says, I want to go get my guy, and you move to 11,
Depends
you
what I
maybe
get.
pick up a first next year.
Depends what
and
I
you
need
can
more
get
than
Cansey.
that. I need more than that.
First and other assets as well.
I'm trading out of 5 spots.
I'm cool with passing on a quarterback as long as I get assets for next year.
Yeah, but
so
I'm
I can go get
missing out
a quarterback.
on the 2 best defensive cornerbacks coming out. I have no guarantees that Kalijah Cansey will be there. I have no guarantees that any of these players, Peter Skrons, whoever the hell you want to consider, are going to be there. So yeah, Tennessee can trade up, but now I'm picking behind Atlanta, the Raiders, Chicago, Philly. Those are 4 teams that they're going to make moves, man. They're going to make moves. So it's concerning. What do you do? What do you do? It's going to be a fun draft night. That's all
Good to
I
have
know.
the 7th ranked GM, isn't it? Or 6th?
Oh, yeah.
What is he, 7th, 6th?
No, it's
a good time to be alive.
It's going to be fun. Witherspoon will be there at 11. What is it?
5th Ave.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. It's
5th
a
Ave
party.
next Thursday.
Yeah, by the way, guys, if you're going to come down, we're going to have a party. So you make sure you bring your
Better get
A-game.
an Uber home.
Because
we're going down, especially.
Or just take Jeff home.
I'll be all right. I'll be professional.
You haven't accepted my offer yet.
Offer for what? Don't get weird.
I'm not.
What is it? What's the offer?
I offered you yesterday in the office chat. I offered you on the show, and you haven't publicly agreed to it yet. I need a public answer. Yes or no?
No.
$200 a pop.
No.
$350.
I'm sure the audience knows where this is going.
I'm just saying.
No.
Gabby, you used to live in Carolina.
I did for 8 or 9 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How are Panther fans?
Awful.
Oh, good.
Terrible.
Enjoy Bryce Young.
So 2014, we moved down there and we went to the Lions-Panthers game. Sat up in the nosebleeds. It was me and my family. My brothers were, I don't know, in 6th grade at this point.
How old were you?
2014, I was 15 years old.
Oh, you were a baby.
Yeah. And I looked like a baby, too. I looked like I was younger than my brothers. And they were in 6th grade, and I was in 9th grade at that point. Yeah, 9th grade, 10th grade. But we were at the game. Lions were, of course, losing terribly. And we were like, all right, we're going to beat the traffic. We're just going to go. We start walking out, and we're all in Lion stuff, and my dad's decked out. Walking out, and Carolina fans start throwing, popcorn, hot dogs, food at me and my brothers and my family. We're losing. We're not even winning at this point, and we're leaving. We're not doing anything. And they're pelting food at us, and my dad lost it. He's like, we're leaving, and you're winning by a landslide. Do you not already feel bad for us?
Glizzies. That is messed up.
No shame.
JB?
It's have fun in Carolina.
How would you feel if you got some glizzies thrown at you? That's disrespectful.
That is so disrespectful, man. I'm going to be so upset.
Those Carolina fans, man.
Not to say that, our fan base is the most respectful out here, but still at the same time.
I don't think that...
That's another level.
Yeah,
that's Philly. Philly's like that.
You've never seen crazy fans, though. I watched a game in Europe, soccer game, in Italy.
Sure. You've told me this
and
story.
It was a disaster. We sat in the away section like a bunch of idiots. So the entire home crowd were just middle fingering us the whole game. It was hilarious. Yelling back and forth, whatever. The team that we went to watch won, who was on the road, won the game. And when they scored the goal as late as they did, everybody in the stands started throwing fucking bananas at the players.
Oh, my God. That's...
Yeah.
That
so
is
if you think
sick.
you got it bad, go watch a game in Italy. It's not fun.
I'm ashamed.
You can be ashamed. I was just like, holy shit, I don't want to die. I think 3 people died that night, by the way.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Soccer games are intense in Europe. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine getting a banana thrown at you on the field.
Hot dog.
Very disrespectful.
That is, Italy, that is terrible. When was this? What year was this?
2019? 2018?
Oh my God, was it that long ago?
Pre-COVID. Oh, yeah. No, dude, this happens to this day.
Jesus Christ.
Tune into any random Italy game. Any random one. If there's a black dude on the pitch, he's probably going to get a banana thrown at him.
Oh, my God. That is...
They're fucking racist. What do you want me to do?
Sons of bitches. Oh my God, I'm ashamed.
So yeah, here we are. Anyways, way to go, Fish. I'm glad you support that freaking product. Anyways,
wow. Yeah, we'll take getting a glizzy thrown at us.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. When we get back, let's talk about the Rams a little bit. The state of the NFC, is it up for grabs? Are the Rams a playoff team this year? I don't think they are, but
Stafford.
He likes to think they are, so it should be interesting. We'll talk about that next, but before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Planet Fitness. Sign up today. $10 a month is all it takes. What are you waiting for? Your fitness is essential. Get to the gym. Take care of your personal and mental health by giving yourself 45 minutes, maybe even an hour a day. Just go out, lift some weights, run on the treadmill, do the stair thing. What do they call it? The max stairs? I don't know. Stairmaster.
Treadmill.
And a treadmill. There you go. So get your asses to the gym. Do something with your lives. PlanetFitness.com. We'll be right back.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. As always, it's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate, and Gabby. I'm no longer saying your full name.
Okay.
I'm exhausted.
Yep. The extra 2 parts of my name are just too much.
It's difficult. What are we talking about? 10 characters? It's overwhelming. Especially for someone that can't even say treadmill. Treadmill?
Treadmill.
Treadmill. See, I said it wrong again.
You just treadmill.
Mill. You dumbass.
No. What did you just said treadmill. How do you say how do you say milk?
Milk.
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 Okay, I know somebody says milk.
What?
Milk.
Milk?
Milk.
Yeah.
Who's the idiot?
Just
I think a lot of people from Minnesota say milk.
Milk?
Yeah, milk.
Yeah.
Minnesota, by the way, most annoying place to just be
Minnesota?
in. Minnesota.
That's annoying. Why?
I was there for like 2 weeks for work one time, and let me tell you, they have an infatuation with super targets. There's one like on every fucking corner.
That's because that's where the headquarters of Target is.
Every single Target is 2 stories. It's ridiculous. You see more Targets than you see gas stations.
Sounds like a dream.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Playing into my stereotype a little bit.
Yeah, I know, white girl. I know. I'll get you an ice drink after the show. Fair?
Ice drink. A little frappe.
Frappe. What is that? What is that even?
Can I get one too?
A fancy milkshake. Sometimes with coffee in it.
It's pretty good.
Milk, coffee, and ice.
I think so.
It's pretty good.
All right, here we are. Matthew Stafford is healthy, back better than ever apparently, and according to Gabby, they announced it exactly on the 2-year anniversary of his wife.
Longer. April 17th, 2019 was her date.
So 3-year anniversary of her being fully healthy?
Yeah, so it was, I believe, the anniversary of her surgery for her acoustic neuroma.
Okay.
But the same exact day, which I find is
oddly
coincidental.
There's a lot of weird timing things that I really don't know if people do it intentionally or not.
Well, didn't he report to voluntary workouts too? So I don't know if that timing was... Because once you go to voluntary workouts, you talk to people. Like, I don't know if that timing was the same. I don't know. I saw they went to voluntary workouts, though. Matt arrived.
Yeah.
Or it could just be purpose, but I don't think so.
Yeah, the hell if I know. But really the story here is if the Rams have a healthy Matthew Stafford, they're probably going to be better than 6 or 7 NFC teams
They're a playoff team. Yeah, they're a playoff team.
I think they're a wild card team. I would clarify. I would say they're a wild card team. I don't think they have a chance to compete for the division.
No, 49ers winning.
I don't trust the offensive line. They have no run game. They only have Cooper Kupp, who's coming off another injury. I don't know how you buy stock into the Rams. Maybe as a 9-win playoff team. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all you're getting.
And
if you ask me.
Their 3 best players, 2 of them you can't count on to stay healthy. I mean, you had Cooper Kupp and Matthew last year get hurt. So there's the problem, too. Aaron Donald, no questions. And I actually agree with Booner. He said it earlier. If you have Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, and Cooper Kupp, you're a playoff team. Now, are you going to win your division? No. It's the 49ers.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
but in the NFC...
But with the 49ers, they got to figure out what's going on with their quarterback. Because Brock might not be ready. You're going to have Trey Lance. I like Trey. I know you're kind of out on Trey.
Yeah, no.
You're skeptical on him. But they got to figure that out. But once Brock gets back, it's the 49ers
it's the Niners
winning that division.
Number
one. I would agree.
Number 2, the NFC is so weak.
Oh, yeah.
That I could make a best case scenario for the Rams is probably 9-8. Worst case, they probably win 5-6 games again.
I like them at 9-10 wins. I do, if they're healthy. I do.
Yeah, that's the big question here. That's the big problem. I don't think much of them. I don't. Maybe they get into the playoffs, maybe. But if I'm honest, I like the Saints more.
Yeah, they're more complete.
I would say I like the Rams more than Minnesota at the moment. But they're very similar. Defense is falling apart. They're both technically in rebuilds, but it's the NFC. Anything can happen. I would say I could argue Atlanta has done more in the last offseason.
Oh, they were busy. Yeah, they were real busy.
To rebuild their team for Arthur Smith. I think Atlanta will probably be better than L.A. So
you think so?
Yeah.
Win total-wise?
Yeah, look, I think they got the better coach, the better quarterback, the Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, sure, but 4 guys aren't going to win you 10 games, 9 games.
And they're in a tough division,
Best case scenario, I think they win 9 games. Like, that's their ceiling to me. Their floor, they could easily be a 4-5 win team depending on injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a tricky one, man.
Booner says Stafford back in Detroit for the playoffs would be insane. Imagine that.
What do you mean?
We win the division.
Yeah. Host the Rams? Oh, my God. The amount of money.
Oh, my goodness.
That would be a story.
Stafford in Detroit. The Detroit Rams shirts, bring them out.
It would be the ultimate fuck you if the Lions failed to win that game. It would just break my heart.
Actually, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, if they
lost that game
to Stafford,
that would be...
Oh, my gosh, that would hurt.
I would find that more difficult to swallow than losing in the NFC Championship game.
If you win the division, you get a bye, and then you...
Not even the bye,
because they're not going to win the NFC. But you win your division, and you face the Rams and lose. My goodness. Detroit's going to be pissed.
That would be a story.
We would have a great show. We'd have a great show, though. We'd be talking all about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a great show. I'd call that a miserable show.
Interesting show, I would say. Brandon Katz says the NFC West and the NFC as a whole will be much stronger next year. Even if Stafford can stay healthy, the Rams have no offensive line. The Rams are a 7-8 win team if they stay healthy.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't disagree with that. I told you.
7-8 win team if they stay healthy.
I told you. I think their floor is 5-6 games depending on health, and I think the best case scenario for that team is they win 9 games. They're not winning more than that. I don't care how well they play. I don't care how well Stafford and Kupp do. I don't care how well Aaron Donald does. I love McVay as a coach. Doesn't matter. They're missing an O-line. They have no run game. They got a lot of pieces to fill.
Yeah, they do.
All right, here's what we're going to do. I want to start taking phone calls in the next... Should we? Meh. Maybe we'll take phone calls.
We
We'll see.
we
But
could open up the lines.
we did team in division NFL mock drafts. I think we should revisit that Friday one more time, because once we get to next week, it's going to be all draft. It's going to be all Lions. I'm not going to have any time for the Bears, Packers, or Vikings. So JB, since you took the bullet on the first one, you get the option. Would you like to pick any team in the NFC North to do a mock for?
Yeah, I'll definitely pick the team this time because Vikings are terrible.
So you don't want the Vikings. Who do you want?
I do not want the Vikings. Anybody but the Vikings. I will take any
anyone.
team.
You get first choice.
You can take the Lions.
No, I'll let you guys take the Lions.
No, come on, JB.
JB, you're too nice. Take the Lions.
All right.
You got
I'll
the
take
Lions.
No, why the Lions?
You said any team in the NFC.
In the
North.
division, outside of the Lions.
Oh, then any other team but the Lions.
No, you guys can pick. I don't care.
All right, I'll take the Vikings. JB, who you got?
I'll take whoever you don't take, JB. Bears.
You're gonna have to answer this.
Bears
buddy.
or Packers?
Give me the Bears.
All right, I got
I
Packers.
can't do the Packers.
Right.
I'll do the Packers.
Should be fun. Let's do some NBA playing. We have a few minutes before we have to go to break. Warriors lose last night. Down
Draymond
2-0.
with the WWE move, the stomp.
I'm gonna stick to what I said. If I was Draymond, I would have kicked him in the face. I would have earned my ejection. I would have earned my suspension.
I saw Sabonis got an X-ray for his lungs, and I'm like, dude,
dude, he barely stepped on you.
I know that was a little extra, but obviously nothing happened.
Sabonis has that European in him. That's why.
A little soft.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Sixers took care of business. They probably win in 4.
Oh yeah.
At most 5 games.
Warriors down 2-0.
Yeah, they're down 2-0. I think the refs have been so kind to the Kings.
Yeah.
Very curious to see what Steve Kerr does in the press conference leading up to the next game. Probably talking up the refs. But to me, the numbers are clear. The Kings are getting all the calls. I still think it's a very close series.
Oh, yeah, it is. And on top of that, too, you got to think.
This goes 7, I think.
Warriors and Kings both bad on the road. So this series could easily go 7. I mean,
I'm curious to see if the Kings can give a Game 1 performance on the road like
that's the
Golden
thing.
State did.
Who can win on the road? I feel like whoever wins on the road will win the series.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Oh man,
Booner says,
"Oh God,
I will say it 100 times. Let's play pickup, Jeff. And you grab my leg, I will kick you in the head."
Yes, exactly.
No, well,
dude, I'm trying to run down the court. If you grab my leg, you're going to be missing 5 teeth, and I'm going to have to send you to a dentist.
Or I'll pull an AI, Tyronn Lue style.
You can step
and
over me.
I'll step over you.
But Ty Lue didn't grab his fucking leg.
As the bucket's it. No, I know. Yeah, that was different. But still, there's no excuse in that situation. I'm sorry. I can't defend Draymond there.
I'm not defending him.
Like, you can't
the
stomp
idea of getting ejected in an important game on the road, I agree. Wrong. But also wrong to grab somebody's leg while they're trying to run away.
Oh, yeah.
How Sabonis wasn't ejected is beyond me. He got a, what did he get, a tech? Stupid. So stupid. So stupid. He should have got a flagrant at most. Gave him 2 free throws and moved on. Ejecting him, such a joke. Such a joke. God, I would have kicked the living shit out of him.
Yeah. And real quick correction, the Kings 25-16 on the road, but they're one of the worst defensive teams in the West. So again, got to be able to defend. The Warriors
I don't know, man.
The Warriors haven't been the same
Monk's
team
been really
in years
nice.
past defensively either. So
Malik Monk's
he's balling too.
Giving Golden State a lot of problems.
Yes.
Wiggins, it's nice to have him back, but he's kind of still figuring it out. Mm-hmm. You know, he looks rusty. He has his moments where he's like really good in the game, but he also has spells where you're like, dude, come on, help us out. And Jordan Poole, I don't know what the hell's going on with Jordan Poole.
And they got Wiggins, who just came back, and now he started last night. Like, there's a lot of weird things going on with the Warriors, but never count them out.
Yeah.
Reigning defending champs.
Yeah, reigning defending champs, but, you know, that's not going to matter much when Jordan Poole gives you 4 points.
The West, to me, is wide open. I mean, the East, less wide open, but the West, it's hard to pick a winner. Like, even if you say the Suns lost game 1.
Even if the Kings get through, to me, it's Denver. Phoenix is really concerning me. I'm not happy about their game 1 performance. They should have put that game to bed a long time ago. But anyways, that'll be a fun series with the Clippers. But to me, it's Denver, the Suns. And I don't trust Memphis. So I'm going to go with Denver or Phoenix to get out of the West, regardless of what happens in any of these series.
2 most complete teams. I like the Lakers as a sleeper, if they could stay healthy.
AD already went down.
Yeah, it was a little stinger, but yeah, you're right. If he gets hurt,
I can't move my arm. Oh, he's available for game 2. It's like Paul Pierce shitting himself, needed a wheelchair to get off the court.
Coming out, going back in, same thing.
I think they should be up for Emmys in the NBA.
Oh my goodness, it's getting ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Just grow up, man up. It's a physical sport.
Sports performance
Sabonis gets
category.
slightly stepped on. Oh my God! Help! I need X-rays. Like he's, guys. You know how you have open heart surgery? Do you know what they have to do to break open your chest cage? As if Draymond Green's leg and foot was going to be strong enough to significantly hurt Domantas Sabonis. What a joke. Anyways, we'll take a break. When we get back, we'll have some fun. We'll wrap up the show before we get to Mailbag. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code or visit Cousins Maine Lobster today. Find out where their locations are going to be. For today, treat yourself to lobster tacos, clam chowder soup. You can go for the bisque soup if you're feeling spicy. If not, go with the clam chowder. That's my personal favorite. Those little pieces of bacon do all the wonders in the world. And then, of course, how do you not? A side of tots. Now, whether or not you're a ketchup guy, I'm not. Don't look at me like that. We'll talk about this after. I'm not. Just eat them plain. They're way better. But anyways, we'll be right back. Cousins Maine Lobster. Check them out.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Right, well, if you're like Jeff and you're eating applesauce, you're here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com as always.
Got a diet of a 13-year-old right now.
Make sure you like the video. Drop your comments in the chat. We're almost at mailbag time, but I think we have to have a very serious team bonding / team intervention moment here.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you're a barbecue person.
But like over what? Like you just like barbecue?
Just barbecue.
Okay.
Okay. Now, who here likes ketchup? You sick fucks. I knew I worked with a bunch of fucking Judists. All of you.
How do you not like ketchup? Like, one thing I will not put ketchup on is steak. We'll never do it.
Yeah, well, who does that?
But
By the way,
it's not
whoever
like
puts A1 on their steak, learn how to fucking season and cook a steak.
Or chicken. I don't put ketchup on chicken.
I get
What about
offended.
chicken nuggets?
No. I'm weird with ketchup. I put ketchup on, obviously with fries, maybe a burger. But if I'm eating chicken nuggets, you got to get the other sauces in there. The honey mustard, barbecue. How do you not like ketchup? Like what?
I just don't like it.
Do you like tomato?
No, diced tomatoes, sure.
Oh, they gotta be diced. They gotta be diced for Adam.
What?
Diced into little small,
I
little
won't
squares.
eat tomatoes unless they're diced, 100%.
Oh,
Now,
guy,
do you have to
dude.
like specify what type of
This
tomato
guy.
diced? Like, is it a cherry tomato diced? Is it a Roma tomato diced?
I have no idea what the difference is, to
I'm
be
not
honest with you.
surprised. I'm not surprised. I don't even know why I went to that question because he wasn't gonna get it.
I didn't know they were cherry tomatoes. What are they?
They're the little ones.
Yeah.
And then what are the Roman ones?
Roma.
Roma.
They're like mid-sized tomatoes.
Okay, I just know the circle ones.
Patty Grimes says Jeff puts ketchup in his coffee. I'm not Will Levis. I do not put mayo.
That's disgusting.
In my coffee. That man is sick
disgusting.
for that.
Look, my advice to all of you: I like to think I know what I'm doing around the grill. If any of you are using A1 sauce or any sauce for that matter on the side of your steak, learn how to season and cook your steak properly.
What if it's seasoned?
To me, it's disgusting.
What if it's seasoned and cooked in it, but I dip it in A1?
That's disgusting.
How?
Because, like, why? Why would you ruin the piece of meat that you worked so hard to cook?
I mean, I can see that. I won't have A1 every time, but it's good.
Oh my God. I can't. Now, if you want to make a zip sauce or you want to make something to dabble on top of your steak as a part of the plate, fine. I can accept that. But to sit there and have a side of A1 sauce and dip it like a fucking child pisses me off.
Cartier says, I use A1 steak sauce and cook the best steak. There you go. Stop hating on A1 sauce.
A1 is
It's not about hating on the A1 sauce. It's about treating your meat correctly.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Hey, yo!
All right. You know about that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
How do you think I have a kid on the way?
You seasoned it
correctly. It happened on accident?
You didn't. Well, you needed
season it overnight. All right.
You did use sauce though, technically. So you can't hate on the A1 sauce.
Oh God.
Aunt V says because steak sauce designed to go with that specifically. Well,
yeah, see, I just disagree. Like, if you know how to cook a steak, if you know how to season it, like properly, like really, really properly know how to season steak, there is nothing better than off the grill, charred. That char taste without any sauce. You don't need it. You just don't. It's juicy. It's tender. Like.
By the way,
please stop.
Lucas tried to rat me out. Lucas, you sicko, man. Lucas does our socials. I love Lucas a lot. Lucas says, Jeff swaps bacon for tomatoes on his breakfast burrito after the show. Listen, I'm going to
Are you not a bacon guy?
No, I am. And let me clear this up, all right? Because before, I don't want to get this rumor started that I hate bacon. It's not true. I love bacon. But on the breakfast burrito, when you have bacon, when you bite into it, it just messes the burrito up because the bacon, it doesn't disconnect clean, if that makes sense. It's a mess with the bacon.
I'm offended.
That's all it is.
There's
nothing
no
to do with
such thing as a breakfast burrito without a
bacon. It has bacon in it.
All right. Listen,
What the hell did you just say?
before you attack me, all of you, I love bacon. All right? I don't want to get that started. But I might have swapped the bacon out for the tomato on the breakfast burrito. It's a crime. I know.
I think you have a problem.
Do
you need someone to talk to?
Yeah, I do.
What are you doing? You know, there was one day I just wasn't feeling like bacon at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want it. Just leave it out. And Justin was with me, and he was offended. I'm like, Jay, I'm not feeling it today. You know, I didn't replace it with anything. He's like, you can put it on the side. Thank you. What are you reading?
I love all these comments. Everyone's like, Jeff hates bacon.
You do, apparently.
His man card should be revoked. I love this.
It's just being heart healthy.
Yeah, I'll say that. That's true.
There you go.
I'm going the more healthy route. No, it's all BS. I love bacon. I do. Just not on the burrito. I don't know.
I've never heard of a breakfast burrito without chorizo.
It's got like
or
5
bacon.
other things.
Yeah.
It's got like hash browns, cheese, eggs, spinach.
But that's just a wrap. It's not a burrito.
Like
It's not a breakfast burrito. It needs the bacon.
You guys are sickos. No, I'm just joking.
Says the guy that puts ketchup in his coffee.
Ketchup in his coffee.
He
hates bacon and puts ketchup in his coffee.
Yeah, see, Brian says, Jeff, if the bacon is crispy, you don't run into that problem. But Brian, it's not crispy. All right, that's the way. It's a different. It's good bacon. It's just messes up my burrito. Sorry, I'm Hollywood, but not as Hollywood as this guy. Who prefers diced tomatoes. You can stay on that
I
side.
won't eat tomatoes unless they're diced. Sorry.
So you can keep that diva card.
At least you're not like biting into the tomato hole.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have to dice
I've known
them
some
or they
people to do
taste
that.
nasty.
They bite into the tomato
Yeah, it's
like an
disgusting.
apple.
That's disgusting. Well, look,
Nope.
let's take a break. When we get back, Adam Schefter expects limited quarterback action. And the top 5, Panthers and Colts, currently are the 2 favorites to take a quarterback. So I want to do a little mock with you.
Let's do it.
I want us to go back and forth on the 5 picks before the Lions. I don't want to do the Lions. I want to see Jeff's ideal scenario for each team heading in and what it means for the Lions eventually. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health. If you don't enjoy bacon, then there's something wrong, and I have the people you can speak to over at SMA on their new This is the S Word podcast, specifically help fighting stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, you've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. Baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Jeff Iafrate here. Let me tell you about our friends over at the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck, because it is the home of the original football bowling game, 2 to play for $12, the unlimited open play, or you can pay $120 for a lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 mystery beer machine, full bar. Check it all out, fullingwarehouse.com.
All right, well, if you're like Jeff and you order a BLT without the bacon, you're tuning into the right show at the moment, live, woodwardsports.com. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate.
Now that's a crime. That's a crime. If you get a BLT sandwich without bacon, you need to be shot out of a cannon.
You do the same shit across the street.
Because there's like 5 other things in the burrito. A BLT, it's literally just lettuce, tomato, and mayo you'd be eating. Like, that is sick.
That's a veggie sandwich.
Oh, yeah, hell no. A veggie sandwich.
By the way, if there's one thing that really irritates me, like I get deeply offended, are the people that go to Subway, get a foot-long sub, and get nothing but veggies on it.
That's a thing.
I get offended.
You've seen someone do that before?
Oh, yeah. Pisses me off. It's like a regular occurrence.
Never seen that before.
Really? Nobody.
Never.
JB?
I've never seen this before. So what? They just go and get
all lettuce, onions, the whole 9 yards. No chicken, nothing.
Wow.
Why do you even exist?
That's Victor Wembanyama's diet, it sounds like. Just all veggies.
The hell if I know, man. The hell if I know.
The Chet Holmgren diet.
All right, look. Let's go through the 5 picks. Number 1 overall will be Carolina, 2 Houston, 3 Arizona, 4 Indianapolis, 5 Seattle. We're not going to take trades into account here.
Okay.
Number 1 overall, let's just both agree on this one. Bryce Young. Okay. Number 2 overall, if I'm Houston, Bryce Young off the board, I take Will Anderson. I take Will Anderson, and I don't think twice. I just signed a defensive head coach. I look at New York. They've hit on their defensive draft picks. Let's take that model. Let's have a really good defense under DeMeco Ryans. We know we're not going to get better than everybody at quarterback. Lawrence is the best divisional quarterback right now.
Some good quarterbacks coming out next year.
We're probably not going to compete this year. Let's set ourselves up for the future. Yeah. For me, it's Will Anderson.
I don't hate it. I mean, that would be Arizona at 3. That's an interesting one, because if you're Arizona, I'm fielding calls at this point. Because who are you taking? If you're taking the best defensive prospect available, it's Carter or Wilson, and I don't think they take either of those guys at 3. Could, but I think they field calls. But if we're not doing trades, I'll say they go with probably Tyree Wilson.
Okay,
less risk there.
Okay, and at 4, I think the Colts will make the wrong decision, because that's what the Colts do all the time with their owner, and they'll take Will Levis.
Will Levis. Mm-hmm. And that would be 5, and I'll go Jalen Carter.
No hesitation.
Yeah.
You wouldn't consider C.J. Stroud, even after paying Geno Smith.
If I'm Seattle, I think you consider it, but something tells me Pete Carroll and John Schneider, they're going to go the route of,
If Adam Schefter's report is true, and the top 3 defensive prospects go the way we just broke this down, I think that's problematic for Detroit. I do. Because you're going to have the conversation about could have taken a quarterback, should have did this, should have did that.
Tony says less risk. Jeff, you're starting to say outlandish things like Maz, Easy, and Spencer. What do you mean less risk? It's true. I mean, for Jalen Carter, if you're talking about Tyree Wilson at 3, yeah. Like, do you want to be the team that takes Jalen Carter at 3? The second, I would agree, is the second best defensive prospect. But I don't know if Arizona does that, honestly. They could. I just don't see it. That's what I mean by less risk. There's a lot of risk in Tyree Wilson, don't get me wrong, the injury history, but I would say Seattle makes more sense because they believe, hey, we bring in Jalen Carter. They got the culture for him.
That's how it works out, okay? Yeah. And let's say the Colts take Levis and Stroud's there at 6.
Yep.
Okay? Can we all agree on one thing? It makes trading back easier? No?
Yeah, because there's
JB?
Yeah. I think it does. It should. I mean, if you don't believe in C.J. Stroud, then yeah, just trade back, get more value for, as Jeff said, next year, and see what other picks are available at, 10, 11, 12, that,
Well, you're not going to trade back. Let's, eliminate a few people. You're not going to trade back with the Raiders. You're not going to trade back with Atlanta. You're not trading back with Chicago. And you're not trading back with Philly because none of them need quarterbacks. And like Jeff brought up earlier in the show, there's one team available that does want and need a quarterback, and that's Tennessee. Because Tennessee made arguably the greatest decision in NFL history by drafting Malik Willis last year in the 3rd round. So, they're reaping the rewards of it now. Now they'll have to trade up. And let's say they do. Well, that puts you at 11, guys.
It's not a bad spot.
It's not that it's a bad spot. It's a bad spot because you lose control of the board. And I'm a control freak when it comes to that stuff. Like, I need to have control. I'd rather reach on the player I want than stay at a spot and not get the player that I wanted originally. Like, why did Carolina move up to 1?
No, it makes sense. No, I get that philosophy. But what if the guys you prefer are already gone? Maybe not you specifically because you like Kancey, but still, if Carter, Wilson, Anderson are all gone and you have Stroud in both the corners, like what JB was saying, and I would agree, and I said it earlier, I'm fielding calls because there's going to be a team that maybe assumes the Lions might take a quarterback. They call Brad. Hey, Brad knows how to wheel and deal. He's done it last year. Hey, Brad, how much we got to give up for that 6th pick? Maybe you move back to 11. It's 5 spots. And if you're cool with about 5 prospects, 3, 4 prospects, to me it's worth it to drop to 11. Because to me, if Carter, Wilson, Anderson are gone, the pool of prospects available, to me there's not a significant drop-off between any of these guys. So if you trade back to 11, you're still getting good value. It's not like you're trading back and losing Jalen Carter. Those guys are already gone. So it makes sense if he trades back, but we'll see.
So
takes 2 to tango.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say you trade up. Okay. Let's go with your scenario.
From 18?
They go and take 6.
Okay.
They go and take Stroud. They as in Tennessee. Would we agree the Raiders at 7? What? Peter Skronsky? Is that fair? I'd imagine.
Who takes Peter Skronsky?
The Raiders.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
I think that's fair to argue.
Yeah.
Okay, at 8, Atlanta win and address the secondary, so they're not taking Devon Witherspoon. Atlanta needs probably another wide receiver, an offensive lineman, and an interior defensive interior defensive lineman. I don't think they'll go for Kancey at 8. I don't. So what does Atlanta do? Because I know what Chicago's going to do. They'll probably take an offensive lineman, Paris Johnson, right? You'd imagine. If not, maybe they go defense. Maybe they go wide. I don't know. But what Atlanta does dictates what's going to happen to the Lions, in my opinion. Atlanta's the most important pick. Because at 10, what's Philly going to do? They're probably going to take Devon Witherspoon. They just lost a few corners. They just lost Gardner Johnson, who was a huge, huge player on their team. Do they need Devon? Maybe not. But what do they do at 10? Beydoun? I know that's the one you want.
Yeah, that'd be a good option.
Okay, well, let's say they do. Well, then Devon Witherspoon's going to be there for you at 11.
There you go.
You're in business. But it's very dependent on what Atlanta does, in my opinion.
And I think you can make a case Philly could take a corner. I mean, you have Slay getting older, Bradbury getting older. Like, that's something, if we know Howie Roseman, he always prepares for the future. I can see both scenarios. Even though I advocate for Beydoun because, I love Beydoun. I think he'd be a great fit in Philly with that O-line. This is why I love the draft, because there's so many different scenarios. You need to be in a flexible position, and you need the right GM in that can handle that position. And Brad's the perfect guy for that. To be at 6, you could trade up, trade back. There's so many different options in a plethora of prospects. You're comfortable with
thinking about the Raiders now. To be honest with you, Devon Witherspoon might even be a good choice for them
because their defense, their secondary.
You're going to want to get better in the defense, absolutely.
Especially in
you got
that
Jimmy
division.
Garoppolo. You have a very good offense. You're going to need some players on defense. Maybe offensive lineman isn't the game. Maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't. Look, we'll take a break. When we get back, mailbag time. Drop your questions in the chat for Gabby, JB, myself, and Jeff. We'll be right back to answer all of your questions. But before we go, I got to tell you how you can win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice.
Ooh.
One for you, one for your wife, your boyfriend, your mistress, whatever the case is, and whoever it is. Get to a Lady Jane's near you for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter to win 2 cars. Not 1, but 2. Of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick of GMC in Ferndale. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like the video and don't be a jackass. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll thank me later. If you're not watching the show live, you missed a few segments. Go back, download the podcast, leave a 5-star review for Jeff's sexy face. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever the hell you listen to podcasts. But I want to start with a question from Funky. Mailbag time. Which 3 coaches are on the NFL hot seat, or the hottest seats in the NFL? Jeff, I'll go first. I'm going to go Mike McCarthy, Brandon Staley, Robert Saleh.
There you go.
You agree?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not expecting.
Yeah,
that.
I
thought you'd throw in Ron Rivera. To be
I didn't. I wasn't sure if you're going to rank them. Ron Rivera, to me, I don't know if he's on. We're talking about the hottest seats. You got to have Staley and Mike McCarthy on there. I think you could argue Saleh or Ron Rivera.
No, Saleh's got to be there.
But Saleh especially.
If I'm ranking them, Saleh 1, Staley 2,
Saleh
McCarthy
1?
3.
I think Staley's
Saleh,
1.
What has he won? I love him.
What is
He's
Staley
from
won?
Dearborn. I love him.
What has Staley won?
He's gotten to
with the quarterback.
He's gotten to the playoffs.
With Justin Herbert, he hasn't won. He hasn't won a playoff.
And they've underachieved. I'm not saying they haven't. He plays in the hardest division in all of the NFL.
Oh.
Let's not act like
he's got
that's
a top 5 quarterback. Top 6, whatever you want to rank
Fine.
him.
That's not the point, though. He's on the hot seat, but not more than Robert Saleh. If Robert Saleh makes the playoffs at 9-8, 10-7, that doesn't save his job, in my opinion.
Really?
No.
Even without Well,
they're going
that's
all
given
in.
Aaron, right? You're saying if he gets Aaron
all
as well.
in with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, to me, Robert Saleh's got the defense to make it. If Rodgers ends up being there, which I think he will be, the offense will be respectable. The Jets have to have divisional aspirations. And if you're the Chargers, you got Mahomes in front of you and Andy Reid. What do you do about that? We saw Brady win the division 15 out of 16 years in New England. What do you do? Honestly.
Well,
I'm not saying Brandon Staley's perfect. He's on the hot seat.
Yeah, he is.
Deservedly so, blew a playoff game. Only gave Austin Eckler the ball 3 times in the second half. Unacceptable. But
defensive head mind.
I think Robert Saleh has the hottest hot seat. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Mike McCarthy. I don't know. But to me, Robert Saleh doesn't make the playoffs. He's out. Brandon Staley, they go 10-7, and then AFC missed the playoffs. Probably gone. I would say he's probably gone. But you're looking at like, guys, what the hell? What are we doing here? Underachieving. And then Mike McCarthy, I mean, that's a whole different problem. I don't like him as a coach, so he's going to be on the hot seat for me. What other questions we have, Jeff?
What do we got here?
So, Jeff, you going to bet your hair on the playoffs this year?
No.
Good man.
Never doing that again.
Good man.
That was a one-time. That was a one-time thing. It took me about 4 months, and we're still growing it back. So no, thank you.
Who would Adham have been more surprised by? A firing of Chargers head coach after last season, or the Jets head coach? I would have been surprised if they fired Staley. I would.
He said which one?
I would have been more surprised. I would have been more surprised if the Chargers fired Staley at the end of this year than if the Jets fired Saleh at the end of this past year. Saleh blew a 6-2 start.
Yeah, but they had 4 different quarterbacks.
Okay, I could make very similar arguments for the Chargers playing in a much more difficult division, playing with what's his face down half the year.
Yeah, but
Keenan
the Jets
Allen.
are in the AFC too. I mean, I get the division, but still, we act like the Jets are, they're at the easy runway.
I know.
You're in the AFC with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
well, Mike White, excuse me, and Zach Wilson. But yeah, no.
Gabby, what will you do if Clemson beats Florida State again?
I mean, Jack Harrington, we have to, I don't even know what to do with him at this point. It's been multiple times every single day since last week. I'm hopeful that it won't happen this year. Do
you go to any FSU games during the year?
I try to make it down now since graduating, which I graduated 2 years ago today. Popped up on my memories.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've tried to go down to at least one game since graduating.
Good for you.
Yeah, and all my friends.
Florida State sucked, don't they?
No, not now.
Well, when you got there.
When I was there, the whole time they were awful.
Because you got there and that was like post Jameis Winston, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were good and then you showed up and it all went to shit.
Literally.
Yeah. I'm just clarifying.
But they're on the up again. Thank you.
I got
for
you.
pointing out the obvious.
How do you guys like your steak cooked? Second question for Gabby. Who is your college team and your favorite adult beverage? So Florida State is your favorite college team. Adult beverage? I'm going to go Heineken. You?
Heineken.
Yeah, I'm a Heineken drinker.
I would go for a Moscow Mule or a glass of champagne.
Look at this girl. It's my type.
What
about you?
Give me vodka Red Bull.
That's such a Jeff thing. See, a typical white girl over here. Can I have a vodka Red Bull, please? Thank you.
What's wrong with a vodka Red Bull?
Nothing.
You get the energy?
How do you eat your steak, please?
Medium well. Sometimes I'll switch it up. I like medium probably the most.
Good job.
Oh wow, is that white girl too?
No, I would have been offended if you said anything more than medium well.
Jeez.
To anybody that burns their meat, shame on you.
Oh yeah.
A cow gave its life for you to eat, and you fucking burnt it into plastic. You piece of shit. Medium rare to medium.
Alex Lee says, "Let's go, Jeff. Vodka Red Bull gang." Shout out to you, Alex Lee. See, they're sleeping on it.
I'm also a whiskey guy.
Maybe Jeff and Gabby can head out for some umbrella drinks later.
What the hell is an umbrella drink?
Like the
you don't know
what
an umbrella drink is?
Like the colorful paper umbrellas.
Is that
they put in like pina coladas?
Have you been to Bahama Breeze?
Oh, dude,
I knew that.
I don't even like pina colada. Oh, and I'm the white girl. But you know what an umbrella drink is.
I had my honeymoon in Mexico, and
there you go.
Honeymoon. I lived my life.
I've never had one, honestly. I'm not a big pina colada guy, but I would try it.
It's any like fruity drink
that
you would have on the beach. They put the little umbrellas in.
I don't know how Adam would treat me if I walked in with a little umbrella drink.
I'd be proud of you.
No, you.
I would support you.
After our Frappuccino dispute there, when I came in, you made fun of me with the whipped cream. If I walked in with a little umbrella drink, you would shred me.
At least it's alcohol, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
General knowledge, Adham 1, Jeff 5, 57,382.
Yes.
That is so true, man. That is so true. That is so true.
Cartier says mixed drinks are real men drinks. Y'all can drink those gay beers. Okay.
Yeah,
well.
I'll take my beer and a glass of whiskey every now and then.
That's messed up.
I'm going to stick to my beer. Rare is the only way to eat a steak. See, to me, rare to medium rare to even medium is acceptable. Anything more than that, I think you're a piece of shit. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It depends on the steak, right? It also depends on the cut. Like, you can't cook certain meat more than rare. If you guys have ever had Wagyu meat, you can barely cook it if you really want to, like, taste it. So, like, that's a steak you have no choice but to cook rare, medium rare, at most.
What about this one? Greg Round says, Mailbag, does Jeff make his life decisions based on whether Adham will judge him or not?
Probably 100%.
No. Hell no. That's why we argue, because we have constant disputes. I love it.
I'll take my chest hair and go my separate way. God damn it, man.
I love this, man.
Get her out. She gave them bad luck. I guess we're kicking you off the show. How long do you think you last on this show? Let's play a game.
Let's play a game.
Honestly. Like, how long do you think you last? You think you make it to football season with us?
Yeah.
Probably?
For sure.
100%, right?
Definitely. But, you know, then at that point, I'll then be splitting my time between here and
I know, that's the shitty part.
Allen Park.
I'm not
Starts on Thursday.
Man, I can't. Yeah, it's coming close.
With Brad Holmes.
All right.
So
that's sexy, man. Brad
Holmes.
Holmes.
Just gonna have to let me share my time a little bit, but
hey yo. Gabby made a pass at Jeff and Jeff fumbled. She did not actually.
What does that mean?
Gabby is a lesbian, if you guys didn't know. So Jeff is.
Also, my grandma was watching the show yesterday.
Oh God.
It was really great to hear that I'm straight as an arrow.
Yeah, I got you, Grandma.
Enjoy that segment.
I got you, Grandma. Don't worry.
Grandma.
Adham, what's the best Lebanese restaurant in Metro Detroit?
Wait, what? What'd you just read?
My backyard, or my mom's house.
Your backyard,
I
yeah.
think Middle Eastern restaurants. Like, if you think those are good, like, you should go eat at somebody's house. It's way better. Way better. I'm not going to vouch for any restaurant. They don't deserve it. Fuck them. That's it for today's show. We're out of here. You guys all have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'm going to go deal with whatever the hell that is at 10:30. I can't wait. I'm so excited. We're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. For Gabby, myself, Jeff, Alex, and JB, thank you guys so much.
D. Phillips.
Till tomorrow. Gabrielle D. Phillips, damn it. Grandma, she's straight as a whistle.
Is a whistle? Is that even the same?
I think it is. I don't fucking know.
Whatever.
All right, we're out of here. Bye-bye. Like the video, damn it.